In the ancient village of Ohafia, where the red earth met the whispering palms, stories were not just told, they were remembered by the wind. This is the story of Omachi, a girl so beautiful that even the moon paused above her father's compound to look twice. A girl who believed beauty was a crown, and poor men were too small to wear it. But the wind does not care for pride, and one evening it came to her as a handsome stranger. In Ohafia, men woke before the sun, shouldered their hoes, and walked to the farms singing. Women tied wrappers around their waists, carried firewood on their heads, and balanced water pots like crowns. And there, in the middle of it all, was Omachi. Her skin was the color of ripe udala fruit, smooth and glowing. Her eyes were large and bright, framed by lashes that seemed to wave goodbye to any man who tried to meet her gaze for too long. When she walked, her waist beads made a soft music of their own. But Omachi had something else, a heart wrapped in pride. Suitors came from every corner of Ohafia. "Omachi, daughter of Na-Ugo," one young farmer said, his voice hopeful. "I may not have much, but my hands are strong. I will farm for you until my back bends. Marry me." Omachi regarded his dusty feet, his rough palms, and smiled a little too sweetly. "Strong hands and a bent back? Is that all?" she replied. "Go and marry someone whose beauty matches your poverty. I am not meant for a mud-walled hut." Another suitor arrived, a palm wine tapper with a gentle smile and tired eyes. "Omachi," he said quietly, "I can't promise cowries and baskets, but I will always bring you the first drink of every tapping. Let me be your husband." She laughed softly. "So that I'll smell of palm wine every day? Go, Biko. My beauty is not for calabashes and climbing ropes." Soon, it became a joke in the village. At the stream, women whispered as they bent over their pots. "Have you heard?" one asked. Another one went to Omachi's father's compound and came back with his head bowed. The other answered, "That girl thinks she will marry a king from the city. She will see. The one who says a calabash is too small for water may remain thirsty." But Omachi didn't care. She oiled her skin with shea butter that caught the evening light. She wrapped the brightest cloth around her waist and said to herself, "One day a man worthy of me will come, not these dusty-footed farmers with cracked heels." And so she kept rejecting them, one by one, day after day. Yet at night, when the village became a whisper and the fires died down, Omachi's heart was not at peace. She heard the lonely hoot of the owl, the chirp of crickets, and the faint laughter of couples sharing secrets in shadowed corners. She would lie on her raffia mat and stare at the thatched roof. "Why has my own man not come?" she would whisper. "Am I not beautiful enough? Or is the world too poor for my beauty?" Her father, Na-Ugo, a man of few words whose face was carved by years of sun and worry, watched her with troubled eyes. One evening, as he sharpened his machete under the old udala tree, he called her, "Omachi, my daughter, come and sit." She came and sank down beside him, drawing lazy lines in the dust with her toe. "Beauty is like palm wine," Na-Ugo said gently. "Sweet in the beginning, but too much of it can make the head useless. These men you are rejecting, are they not sons of this land? Do they not sweat under the same sun?" "Papa," Omachi replied confidently, "I know my worth. I will not marry a man who cannot lift me higher than this village offers. I want more. I deserve more." The hen that refuses the corn in front of her, her father murmured, may end up chasing crumbs in the bush. Just remember, the world beyond this village also hides things our eyes are not used to seeing. Omachi nodded, but her mind was already far away, dreaming of a tall, handsome stranger dressed in fine cloth, with smooth, soft hands that had never known the roughness of a hoe. She wanted perfection, and the universe was listening. So was something else, on a certain evening. When the sky was the color of burning palm oil, and the sun melted behind the palm trees, Omachi went to fetch water from the stream. She walked slowly, clay pot balanced on her head, her wrapper swaying like a quiet song. As she reached the narrow path by the tall elephant grasses, the air changed. The wind, which had been soft and lazy, suddenly grew cool and sweet, like it had swallowed the scent of distant flowers. It brushed past her cheek. She murmured. Today's breeze is different. Then she heard it. Careful, beautiful one, the path is uneven. She turned, and her breath caught in her throat. Before her stood a young man she had never seen in Ohafia. He was tall, with broad shoulders and skin that seemed to hold the last light of the setting sun. His eyes were dark and calm, and his white garment flowed around him like it was woven from the evening mist itself. I didn't see you there, she said, startled. Who are you? He smiled, and the wind seemed to answer with a low sigh in the trees. I just need one pot, Mama, Omachi said quickly. I will be quick. When she reached the path, Ikenga was waiting, but something was different. His eyes were brighter. The air around him seemed thicker, as if it carried a secret. Omachi, he said, stepping closer, his voice low. I have watched you with the eyes of the evening. I have listened to your heart, louder than any talking drum. You do not belong to the dust of this village. You are meant for something greater. Her heart pounded. What are you saying? She whispered. I want you to be my wife, he said. The words fell on her like cool rain on dry land. No man in Ohafia had ever spoken with such certainty. No man had made her feel like more than just a beautiful face. Your wife? She breathed. Yes, he said. Come with me. I will dress you in cloth woven from the colors of the sunset. Your feet will never know dust again. You will eat before you even feel hunger. You will never age. Your beauty will outlive time. Never age, never know hunger, never walk in dust. These were all the things her pride had secretly wanted. But somewhere, deep in her chest, a small voice whispered, Ask him, who is he really? Where does he come from? She ignored it. Ikenga, she said at last, I will marry you. Good, he replied. 3 evenings from now, when the sun kisses the tops of the palm trees, meet me at the big Iroko tree outside the village. Come alone. Wear your best cloth. Leave everything else behind. Alone? She asked, confused. What about my parents, the bride price, the elders? His eyes darkened for a fleeting moment. Then his smile returned. Do you think what I offer you is like what these men offer? He asked. The rules of your people are too small. Our union is bigger than bride price and palm wine. Trust me, Omachi. She looked into his calm, endless eyes, and her doubts sank. I will come, she whispered. The evening will be waiting for you, he said. The next days dragged like a bad market. Omachi moved like someone walking in a dream. She hummed songs that had no words and smiled to herself as she washed plates, pounded yam, and swept the yard. Her mother watched her, unease growing like a shadow. Omachi, my child, sit with me, she said one afternoon. They sat by the fire. Your father and I are not blind, her mother began softly. Your heart is no longer here with us. Tell me, who is holding it? Omachi hesitated, then sighed. Mama, there's a man. I knew it, her mother breathed. Who is he? Which family? Which compound? I will ask the women. We will find his people and talk. It is not good for a man to eat a fruit he has not paid for. He is not from this village, Omachi said. He is a traveler. A traveler. Her mother's tone sharpened. And you want to give your life to footsteps that may not return? Has he come to greet your father? Has he brought cola and palm wine? He will, Omachi insisted defensively. He is different, Mama. He is not like the poor men here. He is above all that. Above our customs? Above respect? Her mother asked, fear creeping in. Listen, Omachi, not everything that shines is a blessing. Sometimes it is the eye of a spirit, watching, waiting. So now I'm a fool? Omachi snapped. Mama, I know what I'm doing. He is a good man. He speaks gently. He dresses well. He is everything I prayed for. Then let us see him, her mother said firmly. Let him come in the day. Let him walk like other men. If he truly loves you, he will fear nothing under the sun. I will tell him, Omachi muttered. That evening, when she reached the path and found Ikenga waiting, his presence melted all her mother's words. She tried to speak, to ask him to come during the day, to meet her family. Ikenga took her hand. his touch cool, like fresh breeze after heavy heat. "Omachi, do you trust me?" he asked. "Yes," she whispered. "Then do not let the fears of others cloud your path," he said. "Great things are not discussed in the marketplace. Our love is between you, me, and the evening. Just as we agreed, 3 evenings from now at the Iroko tree." He kissed her forehead lightly, and for a moment, the world around her seemed to spin, the trees bending like they were bowing. By the time she opened her eyes fully, he was gone. At home, Na-Ugo sat by the fire, silent, listening to his wife's fearful words. Later that night, he called the village elder, Eze Emba, a man whose hair was as white as egret feathers and whose eyes had seen many seasons. "Na-Ugo, you say your daughter disappears every evening and returns with the scent of strange wind?" Eze Emba asked gravely. "Yes." "Elder," Na-Ugo replied, "her eyes no longer see this village. I fear something from the other side is stretching its hands toward her. The world is not only what we see," Eze Emba said. "Evening is a doorway. Some come through it that should never enter our homes. Watch her closely. The spirits cannot force the one who does not open their own door. It is her choice we must fear." The third evening arrived. Clouds rolled across the sky like troubled thoughts. Even the goats bleated uneasily. Omachi dressed in her best wrapper, the one her father had bought her for festivals. She wore all her beads, oiled her skin until it glowed, and put cowrie shells in her hair. Her mother saw her, and her heart sank. "Omachi, where are you going dressed like a bride?" she asked, voice trembling. To the stream," Omachi replied, avoiding her gaze. "I just felt like looking good today." Her mother stepped in front of her. "If the water you are going to fetch is more important than your parents' blessing, then perhaps you are not going to water at all." Na-Ugo joined them, his machete at his side. "Omachi, look me in the eyes, child." She raised her eyes slowly. "When you were born, your cry shook this compound," he said. "I held you and promised the ancestors I would protect you as long as I breathed. But now, I see you walking into a fog I cannot touch." He drew a deep breath. "If this man loves you, bring him here. Let him stand on this earth. Let him look into my eyes and call me father. If he cannot, then he is not a man I can give you to." Omachi's throat tightened. "Papa, you don't understand. No," Na-Ugo's voice rose. "You who does not understand. A man who loves you will not hide in the shadows like a thief." Her mother's eyes filled with tears. "My child, do not go." For a moment, Omachi wavered. The love of her parents pulled at her on one side. The promise of a perfect life with Ikenga pulled at her on the other. Then pride rose in her chest. "You don't want me to be happy," she cried. "You want me to marry one of these poor, dusty men. I have found something better, but you want to keep me here, suffering." She pushed past them and ran. Past the familiar compounds, past the last farms, until she reached the big Iroko tree, standing tall and ancient at the edge of the forest. There he was, Ikenga, waiting,